Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this morning with Chadron State head football coach Bill O'Boyle. The Eagles had a tough Saturday down there at the University of Nebraska-Kearney, falling to the number 4 ranked Lopers, 20-13. The game was televised by Nebraska Educational Television and, of course, carried on the radio. So a bunch of people are probably interested in this game, Coach. As many people know, it was the final meeting, at least in the foreseeable future, between the two rivals, and for all intents and purposes, it lived up to its billing.
Yeah, it's always been a great series for us and very close games. You know, of course, we don't like the outcome of this week, but kids played hard, and we didn't quit. Had our chances, and we just didn't convert.
You know, Coach, like any rivalry game, it usually boils down to mistakes, being turnovers, and one team taking advantage of them. Unfortunately, Kearney took advantage of the turnover that it got inside of the 10-yard line and scored the go-ahead touchdown there in the third quarter. Otherwise, it might have been a completely different game.
Yeah, at that point in the game, Alex, we would have went up by 2 scores. Would have been 17-7. And that's quite a big lead at that point in the game in the third quarter. Of course, off of that, we finally did win a turnover margin. I think they had 3 turnovers and we had 1, but the one we did turn over was costly. They turned around and took that ball all the way down the field and scored a touchdown on it. So it hurt. It really hurt at that point in the game.
There are a lot of things, a lot of bright spots for the coaching staff to take out of this game. Kearney entered the contest, one of the hottest offenses really in all of the divisions for the NCAA. They were averaging over 600 yards a game, over 50 points a game. To hold them to 20 points and just a shade over 500 yards is a pretty good task.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the way our defense played, and I know Coach Howard put together a great scheme, and Coach Jerzel did an excellent job all week of preparing for Kearney and stopping a great offense. So, we're happy on that end. But, again, it's kind of rough to be happy about anything when you lose a game like that. So we have to rebound this week.
Coach, I know you mentioned that you were proud of the way your guys didn't quit, but what do you take out of a loss like this? Obviously the season hasn't gone as planned with the injuries and the win-loss record. You guys are now at 2-4, but to play a top 5 team on the road within a touchdown, there's a lot to take from that.
Well, we've said it all along. We're a better team than what we've been showing. Our defense played well, and we just – we talked about it a little bit yesterday in our staff meeting. We just haven't put all 3 phases together. Defense played extremely well on Saturday. We didn't play as well on offense. Special teams has been consistent pretty much the whole year, but we're yet to put together an offensive, a defensive, and a special teams performance that we're all happy with. And right now it's rough. I mean, we've got to be able to sit down and be able to play together as a complete team for once. And the injuries just keep mounting up. I know we lost Tyler Wright. He broke his leg. Backup cornerback for us was doing a great job. And then we lost Maverick Churchill for the season. He tried to go on Saturday. So lost 2 more great kids and 1 starter and 1 kid that played a lot for us. So, it hurts. Yeah, but we have to keep going, and the injury deal just won't leave us alone.
Yeah, Tyler Wright was also a key special teams player, played on a lot of coverage units for Chadron State, which have really, the last few weeks, have really been stellar, holding some pretty good returners to almost no yardage at all. And, of course, Maverick Churchill is unfortunately the second captain to go down. John McClain went down after the second game of the season. Coach, I wanted to ask you real fast, though, about the special teams unit. I know we've talked about them in the past, and Chadron State takes a lot of pride in them, but Josh Borm, the punter, freshman from Cheyenne, had a day at Kearney.
Yeah, Josh is only going to get better. He's getting better every week. His place kicking's getting better. Be honest with you, after looking back, I know we can't change things. I know on that 50-yard field goal, we went back and forth, and Coach Tetro felt pretty strong in Alex. Alex been kicking well up to that point, and it just didn't happen. I kind of wish we would have went back and kicked Josh because he has such a strong leg. But we feel very good about the both of them. Alex being a redshirt freshman and Josh being a true freshman. So the kicking game looks pretty strong for the future.
And Josh Bourne averaged just a shade under 47 yards a punt and had 3 land inside the 20. Coach, things don't get any easier, as we say. It's the middle of the season. It's coming to the end of the season, I guess, is in sight, but it's still going to be a grind, and that is certainly the case this week when the Eagles host New Mexico Highlands. Kickoff is set for noon here at Elliott Field. Highlands is 4-2, surprisingly 4-2 on the season, but they're one of those teams that really is a lot like Chadron State. Probably hasn't played all 3 phases completely. Five of their 6 games have been decided by less than 7 points, so it's probably going to be another tough task this weekend.
Yeah, they're a lot better team than what they've been in the past, and it shows on film. They go into Colorado Mines, into Golden, and beat them on the road. They've done some great things this year. They had Adams on the ropes the whole game, lost it in overtime this past weekend. So very good football team, probably talent-wise one of the better teams in the league, and doing a lot of difficult things. I know offensively we've been watching them the last 2 days. It's hard to figure out what they're really trying to get to, which creates a lot of problems and protections. They're going to give you a lot of different fronts, very athletic. A lot of transfers, kids that are very athletic and go hard on every down. So, and I know offensively you got a good quarterback, good running game, very good receivers. Just a lot of talent, and they're doing some good things.
Yeah, they're 4-2 overall. They've lost their last 2 games in the conference at Western State, which was former CSC grad assistant coach Jazz Bain's first win, and then they lost hosting Adams State last weekend. Coach, as you mentioned on their offense, what kind of team are they? I see that they have 6 guys who've thrown a pass on offense and well over 10 to 12 guys receiving and rushing.
Very unpredictable. After talking to Coach Howard last night, just kind of unconventional. They're going to beat you on some trick things. They're going to try to get you in some different areas and different matchups. Your defensive backs have to stay on edge all the time. You got to be ready for everything that comes out of the backfield, what your receivers are doing. Again, explosive at times, and they're going to try to get you with some deep threats.
Defensively, they arguably have maybe the most talented player in the RMAC, Jordan Campbell. He played at the University of Southern California, then went to Louisville and winds up at New Mexico Highlands. He leads the team with 58 tackles, has a whopping 17.5 tackles for loss, and he's also their punter. What does he look like on film, and what do they bring to the table on defense? Just
like I said before, Alex, just kind of unconventional. I mean, they do a lot of different things. You're going to get a 4-down look. You're going to get a 30. You're going to get a 4-1. Pretty much about every defensive front we've faced the whole year, they run in one complete package. So going to create some problems protection-wise and run-wise. We've got to do a great job this week of seeing things and where they're coming from. A lot of pressure. I would say right now, and we haven't got our final breakdown done. That'll be done today. But I would say at least 80% pressure all the time, bringing linebackers, safeties, things like that, a lot of line games. As far as the number 37, their linebacker, very, very athletic kid. Quick, runs extremely well, runs around blocks, makes a lot of his plays that way. Extremely strong kid, too. So he can do some things. He's got a lot of good tools.
Well, it should be a fun game to watch, Coach, and hopefully the Eagles can get back to their winning ways. Kickoff is Saturday at noon.
Thanks, buddy.